Welcome, music makers. This is Jeff with www.missionmusician.com. So glad you're here today. I am going to talk about bus processing. And what I normally do when I start a mix of a song, I'll get my static mix going, meaning I'll balance everything out against each other, make sure I can hear every single instrument, get rid of what's not working for the mix. And at that point, I'm ready to start applying plugins to make the mix sound better. So right off the bat, I want to start at my submix or my 2-bus. All that is my auxiliary submix right here. All my tracks are ending up right here. Every single one of them's coming right here. Okay? So what I want to do is make subtle adjustments that'll impact the sound and make it sound fuller, warmer, richer, tighter, all with I basically use these 4 plugins, and what that does is set me up for success because I don't have to EQ as much later, I don't have to compress as much later, and my mix instantly sounds better when I put these 4 little plugins on. So let's look at what I have here. First, I have Slate Digital's VCC, and I'm doing a virtual mix bus emulation of the Brit 4KE. All I'm doing is I'm raising the input up, and I'm driving the signal a little bit. I got a little bit of drive on it, and I've raised the input. Okay. And next up is just the stock EQ. All I've done is cut a little boxiness out of the mix, got rid of a little bit of mud, and I've raised the high end just a little bit. Okay. Then I have Slate Digital's FG Gray, and it's an SSL bus compression or bus compressor emulation. I love this plugin. It's one of my favorites, and I just got a 4-to-1 ratio because this is an aggressive rock song, so I want to be pretty aggressive with the ratio. Sorry about that. And I just got maybe 1 to 2 dB of compression going on with a fast release and a slow attack. And I finish it all off with Slate Digital's virtual tape machine. And I just got it set to the 1/2-inch 2-track. I'm going to switch this to the FG 456. It was on the FG9. I normally always have it here. I don't know why it was on that. And all I did was just dial this in till I liked it. And so let's hear what each one of these are doing. First off, let's hear the mix without them. Okay, these are all raw tracks. There's a little bit of reverb and delay that I just didn't bypass for whatever reason. I don't know why I didn't. But let's bring in the VCC. In my dreams that you one step away. In the midst of it all, I would try to resolve that I can't seem to understand what it was like to deserve such a prize as you were to me. Don't only love you long, don't only love you long, don't only love you long. Okay, so what I noticed all of this has done is it's brought more warmth, more energy, more punch, and a thickness to the track, and it's kind of glued everything together and made it tighter. So I'm going to bypass all these and then bring them all in and then bypass them again and bring them in again. Let's listen.
In my dreams that you're one step away. In the midst of it all, I would try to resolve that I can't seem to understand what it was like to deserve such a prize as you were to me. Don't only love you long, but don't only love you long, don't only love you long, yeah.
Okay, so with just these 4 plugins, I've already made my mix sound a whole lot better. I mean, this isn't even very subtle. I mean, there's a lot more energy and warmth, punchiness, and tightness just by putting these 4 effects on. So it's just a quick tip on, and also I wanted to say, if you don't have the Slate Digital plugins, that's okay. I know Pro Tools has Lo-Fi, which has a tape saturation preset. You can use a stock EQ, which I've done. You can use a stock compressor. Just set a slow attack and a fast release. If it's an aggressive song, dial it down or dial it up to about 4:1 ratio, where you're getting 1 to 2 dB of compression on the peaks. And then the the VCC Virtual Console Collection, I don't really, there's not really any stock plugins for that. But I will say this, you can go to Slate and you can get all of his plugins for $29 a month. I don't know if everyone's aware of that, but it's a subscription plan they have. It's $29 a month for all of his plugins. I've already purchased all of his plugins before the subscription plan came out, unfortunately, but that's okay. I love his plugins. And also, just a little side note, there's also a free plugin on slatedigital.com, and it is called Revival, and I talk about it a little bit in my free video, Compression, the main squeeze. So if you want to get that video, all you have to do is enter your email address on the free products page. But here it is. It's free, and it is an awesome plugin. And sometimes sometimes I use that on the mix bus. Let's listen and see what it says.
In my dreams that you're one step away. In the midst of it all, I would try to resolve that I can't seem to understand what it was like to deserve such a prize as you were to me. Don't only love you long.
Right? Adds a little bit of energy in the high end. It saturates in the low end. This basically is a saturation plugin, and it's a really, really good one. So I've rambled on a little bit here, longer than what I wanted to, but this is the way I would start my mix. This is the first place I would start slapping plugins on to try to make my whole mix sound better before I work on an individual track level. So I hope that helped you today. Feel free to leave some comments. I always love hearing from you guys. And I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.